What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel where I help you to get started in property investment. Today we are going to look into what is progressive payment schedule when you buy under construction projects property. Coming right up after this. Now, before we jump into the details of progressive payment schedule, we have to look into the basics of progressive payment when you buy property. Now, this is only applicable to under construction property, where if it is the landed property or is it high-rise, so long as a residential property, it will fall under Housing Development Act regulation. So the Housing Development Act, we normally refer to HDA. The sales and purchase agreement is preset. It's set by the Housing Ministry, and also if we buy property, for example, like high-rise, we are technically using the Schedule H. Okay, Schedule H is meant for high-rise development, whereas for Schedule G is meant for landed property. Now, what is the difference between these two is actually down to the timeline. The rest of it is the same. All projects that falls under HDA are protected, and especially in terms of payment. Now, if you buy or if you ever bought any property from developer before, you know that you're paying according to the progress of the project. Now, this is the regulation just to protect consumer and home buyers, where the developers, they cannot set or ask us as a buyer, consumer or buyer to pay according what they like. So they need to follow the schedule, how much we need to pay according to their progress. Now, this is something that only available and protected under residential property. If you are buying commercial property, it is not applicable. So you have to make sure that you know how to differentiate if the property is fall under HDA, where you get protected, or non-HDA, where you don't get protected. Now we are going to get into the details of the progressive payment, and I put the timestamp in the description if you already know this part, and then you just skip forward if you want. So for those of you that never seen and never bought property before, then this is something for you. Now we will quickly look into what are the details in the progressive payment schedule. Now this is the standard set for the payment schedule. So the first item here is that the moment you sign this agreement, sales and purchase agreement, you're required to pay. Now say for example, if you run a scenario that we are going to buy the property with this price right here, right? This price, and upon signing the sales and purchase agreement SPA, you're required to pay 10%. This is the amount that you need to pay the moment you execute the SPA, and then you need to pay when this work is completed, is certified, completed by the architect. Okay, they sign off, and then where you need to pay. So the developer will bill you, ask for you to make the payment. Now, what other jobs are there? The construction category in the payment schedule is that the work below ground level of the said parcel, including the foundation, right? This is usually it depends on when are you going to buy the property. Say for example, if you pre-launch the property and you buy it well before they done earthwork, you don't need to pay this yet. However, if you bought it like 1 or 2 years after, then most probably you will have this or the moment that you sign the SPA. Okay. Now the second one is structural framework, including the columns, beams, all these. and C is a wall, the wall to your unit. Now this is where the smart people invest in the high-rise property, where they usually try to buy the unit that's on the top. Why? The higher level or mid or higher level? The reason is because it takes longer for the developer to build them this, so they will have more cash flow. I'll explain more why some people they tend to buy mid or higher, so that they can actually reserve their cash flow. Okay, so after the walls, then it will be roof, but it's only one roof anyway. Roof, plumbing, wiring. All right, that's 10%. After that is your internal and external finishing, the facade, all these things to your particular unit. Now this is some of the items listed here is for the whole projects, the building, and some of them actually just applicable to your unit. If your unit is not done, they won't build you for this, right? So the E is internal and external 10%, sewerage is 5%, drainage 5%, and roads 5%. Usually F and G for the sewerage and drainage, they will do it at the same time. So by that time, some of the works are actually concurrent, and they will bill you both at the same time. And after that, once the road is done, they will give you a vacant possession, where technically you are taking the key to the unit, but on the condition that it is come with the water and electricity. Now obviously, in order for them to issue you with the vacant possession, the developer need to have CCC is certificate of completion and compliance issued, right? When they issue this, it means the building is safe for occupancy. Only then they will build you the rest. So that is that. So that's the basic of this payment schedule, the items in there, and also the percentage that you need to pay if you're buying a developer's project. Now this is when you're buying cash. If you're buying cash, then this is the figures that you need to pay progressively to the developer. Now what if you are buying with loan, right? But before we get into the loan, we have to look into the rebates. This is the part right here. Usually what is going to happen is that some developers will give you certain rebates and discount. For example, let me put into an example. For example, if the discount like 7%, and also they give you 5% rebate, so this is the one that you will see. Okay, if you're buying cash, means the SPA listed 729, the discount is 51,000, and then the rebate is around 36. So you will buy, your net purchase price is 641. Okay, this is easy to understand, very straightforward. What if you are getting loan? Now if you are getting loan, let's say the maximum loan that we can get is 90%. Say for example the current rate is 3.2% per annum. So you are getting 90% loan, so your loan is 656. Now how it works? So when you get loan from the bank, right? If you were to get loan from the bank, The first 7% is actually discount, which initially you're supposed to pay 72,000, but because there's a 7% discount, so at the moment when you sign the sales and purchase agreement, you have to pay 21,000. Okay, pay 21,000. So for example, in stage 2A, okay, you're supposed to pay 10%, and 10% is equivalent to 72k. Okay, but because the developer is giving you 5% rebate equivalent to 36k, whereas the bank is giving you is dispersing 10% out of this price, so it means that you don't have to pay 36k because it's covered by the bank. Now where this money go, I'll show you. The rest of it, so it's dispersed by the bank. You see, if the developer is going to bill you 36,000, the bank will disperse 36. It's according to the stages and certification from the architect, the sign off. Okay, so what happened is that the total price, this is what your SPA, the discount is, and also including rebate, is almost 12%, almost. Okay, almost 12%. We make it simple, we put it 12%, 7 plus 5, 12. So total discount and including the rebate value is 87,000. So the bank dispersed 656,000. So this is what happened. The SPA, your net purchase price is 641,000, right? But your loan is 65,000. So you have in excess of 14,000. This one here. This one. Supposedly, you need to fork out this much of money, right? But because it's excess, you minus off this. Then this one in excess. This is actually excess. This is what you pay. You minus off these two, then you get the cashback. So it depends on the developer when they want to pay you back the cashback. Some they pay you in 2A, some they pay you 2B, some they put it they pay you at the end upon vacant possession. Okay. So this is how the payment schedule is like if you're getting loan for under construction property. Many people think that buying under construction property or new projects is much cheaper. Now it is cheaper in terms of entry barrier. For example, I could pay like 1,000, 5,000 or even less than 10,000 I can secure property provided I have loan, right? But not many people aware that buying under construction property that actually hidden fee. Now what the hidden fee that I actually referring to is this. It's a progressive interest on the loan. Now since the bank is dispersing the loan based on the progressive of the project, so they will base this interest when they disperse, it won't not be free. So based on the amount released to the developer, the bank will charge you interest, right, over the course of 4 years. So this is the so-called hidden fee that not many people are aware of it. Okay, but even if they aware, they don't know how to calculate this. Okay, so what happened is that in this scenario, obviously the first 30 days or during the construction, or maybe 90 days, subject to, it depends on when the developers actually start doing the completed the artwork. Okay, assuming the developer within 30 days sign the thing, you're going to pay the SPA, that's fine because there's no loan, you don't need to pay anything until the developer completed the artwork. Okay, assuming the developers completed 2A, okay, so the bank released 72k, okay, and it takes 65 days to complete means 1 year. It takes 1 year to do the earthwork, to do the piling, everything. So your progressive interest during that time per year is 2,300, right? That gives us, let me calculate this, a quick calculation. That gives us around like 200 ringgit per month, okay, during this time. So when this loan dispersed and accumulating over the period of 4 years, and then the interest will accumulate as well, okay. So not many people actually calculating this, because this is actually your cost. Your cost, even if you want to sell, you have to make sure that you can cover at least minimum this, otherwise you are making loss. For this scenario, you are actually paying over 43 months, assuming that the developer is giving VP or within 43 months, okay? So you're actually paying 27,000 just for the progressive interest, okay? For the 27,000 is quite a lot in my opinion. So that is the reason why I don't prefer to buy under construction property, because I don't think it's a necessary cost when it comes to investing in property unless the property is cheap. The other thing is that I would rather buy from the developer upon completion, means they completed and they have, if they have leftover unit, I'll just buy from them. Then I don't think the price will be a lot than previous, right? So even though if the price is a little bit higher, so it still can justify this, but it really depends. Some people like this kind of arrangement because you are paying the interest over 4 years period, okay. Whereas if you're buying sub sale, you need to pay, you don't get this, but you have to pay upfront more than this. But usually in my experience, the reputable developers, they won't give you a lot of discount, because they give you, first thing, they give you a high quality product, they give you high quality materials, and also in a very good location, okay. So that's why they won't give you high this discount. Usually what I see is that maybe 7 plus 5, 7.7. Okay, now let us run a scenario. What if the developer is giving 10% discount and 10% rebate? Same unit. So it means that your net purchase price is 580. So you have like 20% is considered 20% discount, although 10% discount, 10% is rebate. So your rebate is 72,000. Okay, this is what you get for the cash out, the so-called cashback. So now try to run a scenario where you will get loan like 80%. So let's see how much that you need to pay. So if you get 80%, it means that you still don't need to pay any money. It's like, it's technically no money down for this. So you don't need to pay the upfront 10%. You don't need to pay the subsequent 10% because it's covered by your rebates. So yeah, you buy this. Ultimately, the key to this is that you need to make sure that your loan is high enough. If you are getting your property, this property is your third property, then you will entitled to get 70% loan to value, LTV 70%. So when LTV 70% means that you need to fork out You need to fork out 72,000. Yeah, you need to fork out 72,000 upfront because your loan is lower than your net purchase price. So that's a reason why. I hope you learned something from this and also know what is progressive payment schedule is like and how to use it and how to interpret it and also calculate potential costs incurred during the 4 years or 3 to 4 years during the construction. At least you know in the event that you're planning to sell, are you making loss or are you making profit from your property? Now, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now and click on the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notified every time when I upload new video. Until next time, I see you in the next video.